Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cosmic Cassie. This is going to be the Daily Dive reading. We did go ahead and rename it from Daily Vibe to the Daily Dive. So stay tuned for those messages. Really quick, just want to let you guys know if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, cosmiccassie.com is the name of my website where you can do that. And that website is also in the description box down below. Also, please make sure that you are liking and subscribing. If you enjoy the videos or anything resonates, it means a whole lot to me when you do that. And let's go ahead and jump into the daily vibe. Or, sorry, daily dive. It's going to take a minute for me to get used to saying that differently. The daily dive is all about going into a story, which could be your experience. It could be something you've come from, something you're in right now, something that you're going to be into. And this is very collective. It's not tailored to any one zodiac sign or another. And it's going to go as long as it needs to go. The cards that I use for this is called the Muse Tarot. These are one of my favorite cards ever. Every time I use these, I always get very deep, amazing messages with them. And so we're going to use these for the daily dives. Let's go ahead and start looking at what's coming out. I want to get just a couple more before we start looking at the cards here. What does the viewer for today need to know? What does the viewer today need to know? What does the viewer today need to know about? Got this one flipping over. And again, these may or may not resonate. If they don't resonate, but you like my readings and my style, then you can always check out your specific zodiac sign in your sun, moon, or rising sign. I did already post the May generals, as well as the new moon on the 7th and 8th that came in for us, as far as what that energy is going to look like. So you can always check those out as well if this message does not resonate. Again, this is very collective, very general, not tailored to any one person or another. Starting off, I'll try to avoid that glare, guys. Sorry. We have the Awakening. And Awakening in this deck is equivalent to Judgment. And when I'm looking at this Awakening, I see that she's holding her heart, and there's almost these rays of light that are shining and beaming from them with like this beautiful kind of sprinkle gold dust that falls on top of them. This is someone who is coming into their own, I want to call it power, spiritual, emotional, mental, physical power, because we're starting to see things in a very clear way. We're not being bogged down by burdens, by obstacles, by challenges when we look at them. Instead, we're seeing them in a very clear way. We're understanding why these things are showing up in our lives, how they're happening, and we're looking beyond, because if you see, she rises even beyond the mountains, even beyond the clouds here. So this is someone who's in this space right now of looking beyond what they see with their eyes, beyond what the mundane is, right? We're finding a deeper understanding for why we all go through life the way that we go through life. And then we have it followed by the Muse of Voices. As you make this transition, as you come into this awareness, you're seeing things in this very different way. There's this amazing energy of being able to be silent about it. It's not something that you have to talk to other people about. It's not something that you need to gain a further understanding by, sharing what's going on. It's almost like this deep internal knowing and understanding. And I think that we're celebrating it in a very personal, internal way. We're keeping it very much to ourselves. As you can see, this man is walking that board alone, but it's not boring. It's not rigid. It's not bad that he's doing it alone. Sorry, guys, my allergies are going like crazy, so I might have to pause and sneeze every once in a while. My nose is so stuffed. But it's not a bad thing that he's walking alone, because it's almost like he's walking into this archway that's created by these two dancers' legs. So this is almost going through a door or a portal, a gate, whatever you want to call it, that is highly celebrated when people reach it. But as you see, the butterfly wings are very airy. They're like clouds, they're smoke. So this isn't something that you can easily find. This isn't something you can just stumble upon. This is a very specific transition that you're making that not a lot of people can make. And it's to be very celebrated. It's to elevate you in your mental capacities and the way that you understand things. And then we have 4 of inspiration here. And I almost feel like this is where we're going. Once we get through this portal, this is where it's taking us. It's taking us to this place where we're able to connect to other people who have also gone through this portal. It almost gives me the feeling of when you get initiated into something, you suddenly have the ability to connect with everyone else that's also been initiated in that same way. This is shared communication, shared creativity, but you don't have to say anything because you're all connected to the exact same thing. You're all connected to the exact same source energy, the same portal, the same discovery. You all have the same understanding of things that go beyond what we see in everyday life, beyond what other people may understand them as. And this is truly like being on your own island. But again, it doesn't feel like we have to physically connect to these people. We can connect and celebrate with them through our mental faculties, through meditation, through what's the word I'm looking for? Through like telecommunication, telepathy. There we go. This is an amazing kind of connection that you're gaining with a unique set of people, but you've almost been initiated into this. This is where it's allowing you to go and to connect and build and create with these other people. It's almost like discussing the universe with other people because of the understanding that you guys have. And then we have a page of inspiration. And this page is very obviously colorful. But the main thing that I keep getting drawn to is this cat right here that has kind of this yellow circle. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's a little yellow circle right around his head. This feels very bear with me, guys. That page of inspiration card feels so heavy, but at the same time, it's not heavy in a physical way. It seems to be heavy in more of a capability way. There's a lot of weight and strength here to be able to go into different directions and discover new things. It's almost like getting intel is kind of how it feels. Getting intel on different experiences in the world. We're taking this higher perspective, this higher understanding, and it's almost like we're being sent on these little missions as we tap into the collective that are also on this same journey, that have gone through the same portal as us. It's almost like we connect and we figure out, okay, what do we need to do to make the world a better place? What do we need to do to create something big, to navigate, to discover, explore? And it's almost like each person gets their own kind of little personal mission on where they need to go, what they need to explore, what they need to do. And then you go and get intel. You go down that journey, you go down that road, and you get the intel that you need. So that would almost lead me to believe that if this is you, you have this extremely high spiritual calling that you may just now be coming into awareness of. This may be something that you've already been doing your entire life, but that awakening is now we have the conscious awareness that this is what's happening. This is what I've been doing with my life. I've been going on these little missions and like receiving intel by having these different experiences. You might have had a lot of stop and start situations, a lot of deviations, You've been put down a lot of different paths, all unique in their own way. And it's like you just keep getting put in all these different situations around different people. Your money might have gone up and down. You might have lived in a lot of different places. This is someone who is being guided and pulled toward experiencing everything life has to offer, but in very different ways. It's like every situation is different. Every new beginning for you is truly a new beginning. It's a new reality. We're living so many different lives in a single lifetime because we're meant to experience all these different things that life has to offer, and then almost shoot that experience back up to the collective here, to wherever this portal is. And it's saying, hey, maybe I met these people, and there's a whole lot of people living their life this way, and after I experience living my life this way, I think this is what would help them. I think this is the blessing they deserve. This is what needs to change. And it's like, okay, got it. Now we need you to go live this kind of life and experience these kinds of people, and let us know, are they worthy of the blessings? Do they need help? Are they challenged? Are they stuck? Are they stubborn? It's like you're like a spiritual spy, but the way that you're experiencing that in your physical reality is by having all these different experiences. You're someone that's going through life, and you never really know what the next thing is going to be. You never really know where you're going to land, what it's going to look like. And then we have Ace of Voices falling out here. And Ace of Voices, when I look at this, it's like I immediately see the Tibetan prayer flag. And if you're not familiar with the Tibetan prayer flag, what it is you get these flags, and they're not supposed to ever touch the ground. You get these flags and you hold them and you say a prayer. You speak your wishes into these flags, and then you hang them in the wind, so that every time the wind blows, it carries your wishes, it carries your prayers with the wind, so that they can be answered, so they can be received and answered for you. And it's very beautiful. If you're not familiar, definitely look it up. I have multiple Tibetan flags on my patio and my front door, and I love them because it's very beautiful. And this is letting me know that as you go through all these different experiences in life, there is always a communication, a judgment is almost what I want to call it, of what you think is the right thing to do given the situation you've been in. So it's almost like the divine is trusting you to go on this journey, to have this very specific spiritual purpose and impact here, because there's something about you that they trust your judgment. They trust what you see. You're a soul that can give an accurate analysis of what's going on with people. Why are people living this way? Why are they showing up that way? And I'm not saying you're the one that casts the judgment on them, but you're able to tell Spirit a very accurate report of the situations and the people that you've encountered, and then Spirit can then place accurate judgment on those things. So this Ace of Swords is letting me know everything you say is heard. Everything you feel is heard and felt. It's understood. It's known. So it does make me want to say that I think that you're someone that's probably very careful with the way that they speak about other people. It's almost like this innate feeling that I have to say things in a very careful, honest, transparent way. My judgment of the situation, of the people involved, of what to do next, it needs to be very transparent. And even though we're saying judgment, it needs to be very unbiased. It needs to be neutral, honest. It needs to have integrity. It needs to really capitalize on what is actually happening and how can it be helped without being wounded and disgraced. I don't think that you're a person that if you have a relationship in any way with someone that was really demeaning, really angry, really, just not a nice person to be around, instead of looking at that person and placing the judgment and casting over them, that's a terrible person, Spirit, give them all their karma, let all the karma fall on their doorstep. It's almost like we can look deeper into the situation and understand it in a different way. Or maybe we say, Spirit, yeah, they're still wounded. They're still hurt. They're still trying to overcome this challenge. They're not understanding and seeing what they need to see in this lesson. And that's why they're stuck in their energy they're in. And Spirit says, okay, thank you. Now we kind of know what else we need to do for this person to help them evolve and grow out of where they're at, how to help them heal. Now we know what experiences they need to continue to have. So it's almost like you're a testing meter for Spirit. You're going through, and the way that you react and the way that you understand others is what Spirit takes as that message of, okay, this is where that person's at. Okay? I kind of want to just see here, where does this take you though when it comes to, because I don't get a lot of strong stability here, because we're having to navigate so many different situations. We're having to always evolve and transform, be able to move in different directions around different people in different situations. So I don't feel like it's completely stabilizing for you. And so I kind of want to just see where's the viewer's stability at? What does their stability look like? How does that get created? If this is their journey, if this is their mission, where does the stability come in at? We have Knight of Emotions. The Knight of Emotions lets me know the stability for you is actually being able to be put on paths, be encountering people that share some of our passions, that share our interests. So we're not being totally misaligned here, where we're getting paired and pathed up with things that we have no interest in, and there's like no fun, no joy, no nothing there for us, and we're just being forced to go through it. I feel like each time that you get navigated to a different person, a different path, experience, whatever it is, each time that happens, there's something on that path, or there's something with that person or with that experience that makes us really excited, that makes us feel like my world is filled with so much creativity, it's filled with so much nuance, and it also gives me an opportunity to explore all these amazing things. It's like, one day we're having the experience where we're surrounded by people who parachute all the time, and then the next month, all of a sudden, we're surrounded by people who travel the world, doing missionary work. And it's like each experience gives us a new passion for life. Each experience gives us a new creative adventure that we feel very fulfilled by. So you get to kind of experience life through all these people, and you get to experience micro doses of all these different lives that people have. And most people don't live multiple lives in a single lifetime. They live 1, 2, maybe 3 max. But viewer, what you're experiencing is all these micro doses of all the possible realities that people exist with on Earth. And I think that's where the stability comes in for you. Even though it may not sound straightforward like stability, it's like that stability is what keeps you going. It's what keeps you moving to the next stone, the next step. It's what keeps you moving forward, because you're able to experience all these different realities, and you're introduced to all these different realities, and you get to navigate them. So at some point you kind of get to choose, hey, I want to fully incorporate this into my reality, or maybe I want to take this out and replace it here. Maybe I want to go there. And you get the freedom to do that because you're seeing all the potentials of one lifetime. You're not stuck in just 1 or 2 or 3. You get to experience and choose all these different ways of lifestyles that you can have. All these experiences add up for you, where ultimately you're like, wow, I know that I could do anything, because I know so many things that are out there, so many realities that exist out there for me to participate in. I don't have to be stuck in just one space. I can navigate and move as much as I want into any space. It's pretty beautiful. It's really awesome. I love that. What else does the viewer need to know? What else does the viewer need to know? Then we end it with the Four of Voices. And I think that we're ending it with the Four of Voices, which makes sense to me because when you look at this card, she's got the cosmic universe in her bathtub. She's bathing in the universe and she's seeing all the light. She's staying connected. She's allowing herself to relax, even though she's wandering in this vast universe. And she's even got some petals in there where it's almost like we experience little romantic relationships here and there, things that are very intimate and close to us. And the universe, I think, wants you to know and remember that although this may be your spiritual path view, or this may be what your life is like being created with, it's okay to take that moment and allow yourself to get lost in the space and in the vastness, to take a break and a step back and just be. You don't have to always feel like you're being guided and forced or moved and pushed, having to start, restart. Allow yourself to feel the connection that you have to the universe and to what your life is right now, and kind of just be that and allow yourself to fully embrace it. Because I think when you embrace each of these new experiences, even though it may feel a little tumultuous navigating and transitioning between each of them, once you're in that experience, I think there is so much awareness, there's so much information there for us to receive, but it's not that we have to necessarily work for it. Just being in that experience gives us this higher understanding of everything. And it's okay to just bask in that understanding, that knowingness, that awareness. And I feel like it's also letting you know, don't worry so much and don't be so anxious. When you transition between these experiences, the universe is taking care of you. Everything will always be provided. You'll always have what you need, and you'll always be taken care of, because we wouldn't send you on all these voyages and have you starving and not have a place to sleep and be totally lost and, you know, not have anything in your realm. It's like, no, let us bathe you. Let us take care of you. You can be very grounded and relaxed in knowing that the universe surrounds you through all these experiences, and they support you 100% in every single one of them. So there's no need to always stress and have anxiety when we're making these transitions, when we're going through these different journeys, when we're meeting these different people. It's all meant to be, and we will take care of you. Viewer, I hope that this resonated for you. I think this is a beautiful storyline here. So I think it's very cool if this is your reality and it did resonate for you. If you can, definitely like the video. It means a whole lot to me and I really appreciate it. Again, if you ever want a personal reading, cosmiccassie.com is my website, and that description's in the box below. Thanks so much. Bye.